What's up, people? You are tuned into another episode of the Feelings First Facts of the podcast with Nathan Mitchell and Cristina.
Hey.
And this is episode 5-2.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 5-2 or fine 2?
What does that mean?
Lloyd, she's 5-2.
Oh, I don't remember.
Or is it
that.
fine 2? You don't know nothing about that?
I don't remember that.
It says a lot about you.
Does it?
You don't know that song.
Okay.
That could almost be a deal breaker. If I had to guess, it's 5-2.
Oh, yes, yes,
Oh, now you know.
I do remember.
You see?
Uh-huh.
You see people, you thought some threats, deal breakers.
No, because I'm remembering the beat now of the song. Yes.
Right. If I had to guess, it's fine 2. Because why would you be crooning about a 5'2" woman?
Yeah,
Right?
she's fine too, but I want you.
Right.
That's what he says.
Well, some people think she's 5'2".
Okay.
But it's probably the 5'2" chicks out there that thinks it's
Okay.
5'2".
Right.
Right?
Yeah, she's fine too, but I want you. That's what he says.
Okay. All right. Well, we actually have something to talk about today.
Okay.
But before we get into that, can I get ignorant for at least 30 seconds?
What else is new?
Really? Really?
I said that with like no hesitation.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm little. My feelings are hurt about that.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So I want to give a shout out to all the dudes out there that are having morning sex that go to work with.
Oh, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
This is a lot of information.
Yeah. Because there's nothing more empowering than doing a deed, throwing on your pants, and just going straight to work.
Is that right?
For me, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I walk taller.
For
like
real?
I have more,
That's
yeah.
a thing?
I legit. I feel like Thanos with all the Infinity Stones. Like you can't tell me nothing. It's gonna be the day, right?
Okay.
It's something.
I don't know.
Women you all don't get that at all from
I don't think it's the same thing.
morning
right?
sex. You don't feel good. Like it doesn't.
No, it feels good, but I don't feel like empowered.
Not even a
It's
little
a nice setup for the day, but I don't walk around like with my chest puffed out.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's the same.
Oh yeah. And like my animal brain thinks that the pheromones can be smelled. Like someone knows, but they don't know that they know, but they know.
Got it. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're
like
saying.
it's like something
They're
about
picking
the
up
brain.
on something, but they don't know what it is.
Like, there's something about this guy today, and I look at him like, yeah, I did something.
Nice.
I did something this morning. I don't think morning sex gets its proper respect. You know, whenever you hear about, you hear about shower sex and you hear about all
Which
this
is
stuff.
awful.
It's awful. Morning sex, it just makes sense.
It does.
Especially for a guy. You're already hard, right? I mean, if
Yeah.
everything's working,
Right. Right.
tip top magoo,
Mm-hmm.
you're already there. I mean, you just roll over and just take it.
Oh, Jesus. What's happening right now?
I don't know. Is my ignorant timer up?
Okay.
But seriously, I think morning sex should get more credit. And it sets the tone of the day
I agree with
for
that
how your
part.
relationship is going to be.
I agree.
Right? You wake up, hey.
And it's like sometimes, like nighttime sex, you're just tired.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it stops me from wanting to still have sex at night, but like there is something about just like waking up to that. Like you're ready, you're refreshed.
Right.
Just start the day off right.
Right. It's like when they say you make your bed, right? If you make your
Right.
bed in the morning, then the rest of your day is more than likely to fall in some
Yes.
sort of order, or you're going to start getting things done because you've checked
Yeah.
off at least something off your
Yeah.
to-do list.
Right.
But if you're the to-do list, right?
Mhm.
Now boom. And then the rest of the day is just going to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
We should bring that back.
I mean, it's always been a thing.
No. I'm saying for the world.
Oh,
Make morning sex great again.
Yeah. Are people not having morning sex?
I
don't know.
would imagine for the people out there that are having sex, they're probably having morning sex. Or maybe not.
know.
That'd be a good poll.
We need to do polls. You know what? We need to do that on Instagram. Like when we post
Hmm.
like episodes, whatever we start, if we have a question, we need to put that in the
Yeah, that'd be good
yeah
to get people
in the
somewhat
caption.
engaged. Who's having morning sex? Share this with somebody, or just anything.
Or yeah, morning sex. Like are people into it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
You know,
so do I.
it's good thing. Oh, breaking news today: Amber Heard, Johnny Depp,
Okay.
that trial, easily one of the most entertaining cover-ups.
Covering what up?
You know, just
All the things?
getting us distracted from
It was entertaining.
everything, right? Because
Hot mess.
look, we all love the monkey shit, right?
Right.
I didn't say, I didn't come up with this, but it's been a thing that's been around forever. But all the people want is just bread and circus, right?
And especially celebrity trash.
Oh.
People love it.
Especially this celebrity trash.
Right.
Because you have this gorgeous woman with Johnny Depp, which is...
Right. It's Johnny Depp. That's all you have to say.
It's Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And now you get to see them be...
And there was just a disaster. And there was a disaster.
People.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so, yeah.
Yeesh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Messy.
So the trial, from what I understand, it ended. And the jury found them both guilty of defamation.
Okay.
Right. I want to say Johnny.
No, there was like several different counts. So
Right.
Yeah.
So they weren't found guilty on all charges.
Okay.
But I think at the end of it, she walked away with $2 million.
Okay.
He walked away with $15 million. He sued her originally for 50, and she countersued for 100. I'm sorry. He sued for 50 million. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
You did.
And then she countersued for 100 million. Right. So.
Which both sides said that the number was just like to prove a point. Like no one was expecting that money in all actuality.
Well, isn't that how most things work anyway? Like if you're suing, I think if you're suing for
100 million is
money,
pretty ridiculous.
But I think when you are suing for money, you start off big and then you try to
but it
was
right? Something about like especially her countersuit supposedly had nothing to do with the money. It was the principle. So that's why they just went outlandish. They were like, "Oh, you're going to do 50, we're going to do 100."
Okay.
Because the whole point was that she was trying to like
give it away to charity or something like that.
Well, supposedly that she did that, which then turned out to be a lie or something.
Yeah.
But no, just because this was all about principle for her, allegedly. You know, that she was an abused woman and, this was just standing up for women and speaking out against domestic violence. And supposedly.
But the flip was that she wasn't abused.
Well, if she was just as abusive, if not worse.
Right.
So, I mean, messy.
It's messy. But this did seem like it was a victory for men to a certain extent.
Yeah. I mean, did you guys need a victory? But okay, I
guess. As a whole, no. But when it comes to being accused of domestic violence.
Okay, I see.
Right. This is a victory for hey, there is this other side of the story where it could just be someone that is making this shit up.
Okay. Right. Or there could be more to it.
Right.
Or, yeah.
Because these things do happen.
They do.
Now, I don't think it happens more often. I don't think there are more women that are lying than telling the truth. I don't think that that's possible. But I do think that there are some men out there that are falsely accused of doing things by women that are, crazy. But but just to say that she's crazy, that's not fair because they're both equally crazy.
Yeah,
they were party animals, cocaine, all the life. Yeah, it's a good time. Why not? But it was still entertaining, and I think it was probably easily one of the better news story cover-ups out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it was definitely so even though I don't like the idea that we take opportunities to use scenarios like this in order to cover up something that is more important or what should be more talked about, like what's actually going on in the world.
Right.
I do enjoy having that break of digesting and getting all that negative energy in. You know, like for instance, this weekend or the weekend that just passed, I came to you and I was like, I need a break from the internet.
Which you've never said.
Like
You're in Take City.
I just couldn't take it.
Yeah, I know.
After
well,
the most recent shooting.
I don't fuck with the news. I don't fuck with the internet like that. I can't. It's overwhelming because it's all bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
That drains me.
And even though this was bad, I mean, this trial is bad to watch two people have to go through this, but it was still entertaining and no one was getting killed. And, you know,
I know. Jesus.
And it's the perfect way to do it because they're both millionaires and they're celebrities and they're gorgeous. So no one really sees either one of them as a victim.
They'll be fine.
Because we just go, oh, they're rich. They'll be okay. They're just going to go back to their mansion and cry in their $1 million pillowcase and they'll be okay.
Right.
But,
which is fucked up, but I mean,
it is because at the end of the day, they are human.
Right.
And it's quite possible that they are very affected by this, just like any other person would, and the money doesn't matter. But
there's something
there's something to be said about when you're of a certain tax bracket.
There's a privilege to it all, I guess.
How you feel stops mattering, which isn't right.
Yeah, but
it's just right because there's someone on the bottom that's like, you know what, I'm
dealing with that,
to keep my
and
lights
I have
on,
no
so
money.
There's that. Right. And
I'm getting my ass beat,
and I'm getting a 2-piece, a real 2-piece. Damn.
Right.
But certainly more of a relief or more entertaining than just shootings. It's just every time you cut the news on, it's just shootings. And I think that the thing that took me over the edge was seeing that man that had a heart attack after. The husband had a heart attack just because he was so heartbroken. I was like, I'm off.
No, that was too much.
I couldn't do it. And the crazy thing is that no other shooting has affected me like these previous 2 mass shootings, right? I know there was one today in Oklahoma that, you know, we really didn't look too much into.
Yeah, at a hospital or something.
Right. But the grocery store in Buffalo and then that school.
Do you feel like there's just so many and at this point it's just, or what was it about these last 2?
If I'm being honest, it was just because this one was really hard for me to wrap my head around.
Which one?
These 2.
Okay.
And I said it because, you know, not that I think any shooting is justifiable or any shooting makes sense or anything like that. But with these 2 being one, the elderly group, you know, primarily elderly, and then the other one being children. It's like these are the two what do you want to say? I don't know. 2 groups of people.
Vulnerable people.
Right. Within our, you know, country or just world that are designed to be protected, right? Like you want to protect children.
Yeah.
You want to protect the elderly people that weren't assholes when they were, you know, younger. But yeah, and it just to see them just get attacked, it almost just it seemed like it was being, you know, like the helpless was being picked on, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. It just took me over the edge, and I was like, you know what? I need to check out. I can't do it. Not for a while.
Are you back on the internet?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So I'm not going on to news sites.
Okay.
If I do go on to news sites, it's like the dating news sites.
Okay.
So I'm not going on anything where I can see a shooting. The only reason why we saw today was because
and that was
Netflix
just accident.
wasn't working, and Samsung. I can't stand Samsung. That Samsung TV Plus crap. And then you're forced.
Well, I was also just pressing buttons because I couldn't figure out what was happening.
Fair enough.
You know, I don't know what to do with the remote control.
Click. But before we get in our main topic, because I don't want to spend too much more time on that. Our main topic is going to be about digital intimacy and how that is becoming more and more accepted and more of a thing in terms of more people are leaning towards digital intimacy than they are actual like interpersonal communication, connection, like actual intimacy.
Okay.
Right. But I want to give Pvssyflowers her shout out.
Love her.
Right. So Pvssyflowers is an Instagram page, or that would be her Instagram page, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't know her real name.
Yeah.
Do you know her real name? Does she say it?
I think it's Belle.
Have you ever seen her face?
Yes. She looks like she it walked out of the 70s.
You know what? That's how I imagine she looked.
Yes.
Because
she looks like Pvssyflowers.
Because the gems that she drops, you're not going to see that on.
She's this very slender white woman, very plain looking, with like long, straight, dark hair and very blunt bangs. Like she looks like she walked out of the 70s, and she wears like those kind of clothes.
She's probably a really good time to talk to.
Oh yeah, we should like have her on the podcast.
Does she have her own podcast?
She does not.
How does she not?
No, but she's very responsive. I've talked to her in DMs.
Really? Oh, that's right. Because you signed up for.
Yeah, I got her like 30-day, like diving into the feminine energy course, and she responded to me. I had a couple questions, and she was very responsive.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sliding in people's DMs. All right.
Okay.
No, but that would be dope. That would be dope to sit and have a conversation.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest. I think I would just have to just produce or moderate.
Right. Just want to listen.
No. I wouldn't say shit. Only because, that would be for you, her, and maybe Shay. Like that would be perfect.
Yeah. But with people like that, I would be more curious to know about like their journey versus like trying to like get them to give me all the knowledge. Like, I don't think that that's fair, because that's what she's doing, and like she's I'm assuming trying to make a living off of that. So I would feel bad to just be like, drop all the stuff. Like, I don't know. I would kind of be more interested about like why, how she got to where she's at and why she chose to focus on that.
I think if I ever got to sit down and talk to her or anyone, I would focus less on what their message that they're putting out and let that speak for itself. Yeah. And I would definitely want to sit down and like interview and talk about how did you get to that point, right? Yeah. Because I would imagine for someone like her, as enlightened and as self-aware and in tune as she appears to be, right? I would imagine that she's been through some shit.
Yeah, she has alluded to that in like some posts. Right. Like she's speaking from experience.
Because you almost have to. That's not gonna come from.
No, because you go through some shit. And then depending on where you are in your self-awareness journey, you dive into it and learn about it. And then some things resonate more than others, and you're like, damn, I really want to focus on the subject. Right. And explore it, and then teach other people about it. But that usually comes from some sort of trauma.
100%. Or at the very least, taking in other people's trauma and learning from other people's mistakes, right? Because I don't want to discount that. What's the saying? A smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from others, or something like that.
Yeah, but I feel like even when you converse with people, like people who become, I don't know, teachers or therapists, like even if they didn't go through some shit, there's something about someone close to them to happen and touch them. Like it's always like wrapped in some sort of trauma, even if it's not them directly.
Somehow being an empath for that person, or
right.
to that person's situation, it touches you, right, in a way. No, I get it. But no, yes, very dope human being. So for anyone out there that isn't following her, that enjoys this podcast, but would also enjoy something that's, really informative.
So good.
She breaks it down. Follow Pvssyflowers. The U is a V.
Right.
So it's Pvssyflowers. Flowers.
With an S.
Flowers. I didn't add the S?
You did, but just to be clear.
I add S to everything.
You do.
And I didn't. So.
No, just to be clear, because it might be like, oh, is there really an S? Like, yes, there is flowers.
Okay. Yeah. Flowers.
I know. You literally put an S behind every word.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what we should do? We should talk about her seriously on one episode and then like clip it and send it to her. Maybe that would be our yeah. But then she'll click on another episode and be like, he said if you go to work with she'll be like, cut this shit off.
What does this do?
Yikes. My bad. No, but in this recent post, she wrote something. I thought it was really dope. It says, a man has zero obligation to you or your feelings unless you are exclusive.
And she's speaking to the ladies.
She's speaking to the ladies or other men.
Right.
Right?
Correct.
So with her posts, and I'm just kind of telling the audience, don't just read the
No,
post.
no,
The
no. You need
post
the
is to
caption.
get you engaged. Take the time to read
Yeah.
the caption because she breaks
Mhm.
it down. I don't want to take away from her thunder, so I don't want to break it all the way down as she
Okay.
did. But I did like the little key points that she put in there. But
Okay.
the rest of the stuff, you read it. The rest of the stuff is spot on, right? But she did write that he doesn't need to call you more. He doesn't need to be better at making plans. He doesn't need to be more available to you since you had sex. He doesn't need to follow through. He doesn't need to stop texting or seeing other women. He doesn't need to change.
Yeah.
So
Until he's exclusive with you.
correct. Until he's exclusive.
Yep.
Until he's exclusive.
And he has said that, not you, your delusion about it or your desire for it.
Mm-hmm.
Where the man has decided
Right.
and vocalized that he wants to be exclusive with you.
Right.
By choice.
And this popped out to me because I can remember being in the dating world, and I can remember people having those sort of expectations on you that you didn't put out there into the universe, right, to that person, and then people get upset.
Yeah, you hurt your own feelings, women.
Right, right. Because I can remember it. I didn't even get to the dating part, but I can remember I was messaging somebody. This was when, just on the app and you're just messaging a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing out questions and, just trying to get to put out feelers to see if I want to deal with this person. And I guess I asked them a question twice, like the next day.
The same question?
I asked them the same question that I asked them the first day. And so she got at me and she was like, you must have me confused with another woman because you forgot you asked me this question. And I go, yeah, I did. My
bad.
This
is not what we're doing.
Like, right. Aren't you talking to other people too? Like, yes, I'm talking to other people. it's no surprise. Yeah. But my bad. Is that a problem? Yeah, it's a problem. Because if you're out here talking to other women and it was like, what in the world? Like, I just matched with you. And I'm still at what's your favorite color? And it was,
well, you didn't have it memorized.
You didn't have it memorized. You're a piece of shit. Whatever.
I'm telling you, women, we hurt our own feelings.
But just to play the nice guy, I didn't look at this and go, yeah, this is one up for the men and we're going to bash women about this, right? I looked at this and I said, this could be a good educational piece for anyone out there that is in the dating scene, right? And have a better understanding of how to manage your expectations when you are out dating other people. Because I want to say, especially nowadays, with it being summer and in most areas, this is going to be the first summer where, there's no COVID restrictions. So people are going to be out doing their thing.
Correct.
As you start to mix and mingle with other people, you might find yourself in a position where you're feeling somebody, you're spending time with someone, but because those things weren't said by him, his state of mind could be somewhere else while you're ready for the commitment aspect of it. And just having those expectations from that person can not only hurt your feelings, but it can also ruin your chances of it getting to that next level. Because now you're coming off as too needy and aggressive towards someone that, might not be ready for that.
And what she said too, which I think is super important, it's about expectations, but it's equally about boundaries. Because you need to set boundaries for yourself. So if it's not exclusive, it hasn't been talked about, then you need to lay off the 10 texts in one day. And you need to have boundaries with yourself or with that other person.
Right.
So we're not exclusive. You're not spending the night. We could fuck around, but you got to go home. Because I know I'm likely to maybe start catching feelings and we're not there yet. Boundaries. For your own good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to also let the man know this is what you're about and this is what you're not about. It's all around good. It's all for the good of everybody.
Right. Now, some of them I do feel like is out of the woman's control. Well, all of them are out of the woman's control, which is what this is saying. But I think the number one that the women do have kind of control over and they can avoid getting caught up in that sketchy situation is the part where it said he doesn't have to give you more attention after you all have had sex. Right. Because the sex is typically, I guess how early that happens is usually determined by the woman.
Right.
In most cases. Right. Because guys would be okay with it on day one.
Yeah.
Right. But usually the women are the ones kind of holding back. And so even then setting your boundaries. So you knowing that it's possible that, hey, we might have sex and then nothing intensifies between the two of us. Just understanding that, I think, will make things a lot easier, because I can say for a fact, I fully understand when, you add sex into a relationship, especially even if it's just a situationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
You add sex into that, and it usually, if everything's done right, it usually does intensify how things go, right? So a lot of times people think that this might be going to the next level because this was introduced.
Okay.
So withholding that, if that's something that you feel like you're not going to be ready for, if it doesn't mean that anything's going to get moved forward, then that's where it's important for you as a woman to set your boundaries and say, hey, I'm going to abstain from that because this might end up causing me to feel like I got played when you didn't get played, unless they said something to you that would justifiably be like, he played me.
Right.
But if there wasn't anything said and he's trying to push to have sex with you and you do it.
Right. But I think women know, and we just fool ourselves sometimes, or wish things were differently, or think maybe, oh, after this it'll be different. But sometimes it's really there in your face, and you're hoping for something else that it's not. And you're just setting yourself up for disappointment.
Right. Especially if he's not calling, if he's not texting, if he's not making plans,
there.
if he's not doing those things, then he's not, more than likely, he's not into you.
Or if you just, all of that, you don't hear from him, but he's just calling you at 2 a.m.
Right.
Ma'am.
Right. He's not into
Hello.
you. He's not into you.
Yeah.
Or let's shoot this guy some bail, this hypothetical guy that we're speaking about. He could be into her, but just doesn't have time for her. Not to say, but not to say that he has time for other people. Like, he is dedicating all his available time to this one individual.
But I think that a man, which if that's the case and was that interested, would vocalize that.
100%.
So there's that. There's not going to be a mystery.
Right.
If he's really into you, you're going to know by his words and his actions. They're going to align.
Right. Because he could be out serving his purpose, doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, but you would know that.
And then the time that you get from him is the leisure time that he has. However, it might not match your needs, but even if it doesn't match your needs, then you need to reevaluate if this situation is going to be correct for you. Because just because you make it exclusive, that still doesn't mean that he should have to, change what the hell he does just to give you more time to make you feel better about the whole situation, because he's showing you this is what life is like for me. So Pvssyflowers, check her out. She's dope.
Yeah, she is. Love her.
On Instagram. Now I need to see a picture of her. But I did imagine her to look like that, more hippie-ish, probably barefoot all the time. Yeah, and that's how I imagine her, especially with a name like Pvssyflowers. Yeah. How come you didn't think about that?
What do you mean?
How come you didn't think of Pvssyflowers?
I'm not doing any of that.
Okay. Digital. I was gonna say impotency.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
I
almost said it.
Yeah.
I almost said it. Yeah. But digital intimacy
sounds like impotency as well.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Well, it's not a new thing.
No, it's not.
People have been connecting online.
You've got mail.
Yeah, that's been a thing. But
Wasn't that a whole movie about?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Now that you said it like that.
Was that Mel Gibson or Tom Hanks?
What? I feel like Tom Hanks.
I don't know.
I don't have my phone.
They're almost the same person to me. it's like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. Same person. Same person.
Okay.
In a good way.
Okay.
but they're interchangeable
I got
easily
it. Yeah.
for me. But yes, it has been a thing.
But now we're talking about it potentially replacing.
Correct. And this article was speaking about how the coronavirus pretty much really boosted it and took it to the next level. And now people have gotten so comfortable with the idea of digital intimacy that whole interpersonal thing, it just is not necessarily required. Because even when it was a thing, there was still this expectation of actually meeting this person.
Eventually, yeah.
Right. But when you mix how powerful technology has become as far as what digital intimacy can look like now. I mean, now you could put on Oculus glasses and you could create a whole avatar and you and the other person can seem like you're in a room next to one another. And then you could put something on your tool and you can, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you can almost have sexual interactions with people.
I guess if you don't have a basis for comparison, like I'm having trouble with it because like I feel like I've experienced in my world the real thing,
because we're old school,
right? So and I want to say I did real in air quotes because it's like maybe for some people it is real, but maybe that's all they know, so it is real to them. So I don't want to take that away, but I can't, like, it just seems like it's lacking and it sounds sad to me. But then again, well, maybe what if you have a hard time connecting with people in person? So this works better for you. Maybe that's a good thing, right? It's better than nothing. I don't know.
But then it almost, raises the question, what came first, the chicken and the egg?
Yeah.
So it's like, do you just have a hard time interacting with people in person because you just don't? Because I would imagine with anything.
Well, that's the world that these kids are growing up in.
If you practice at it, then you'll get better at it.
They could be in the same room and still be on iPads. They could be playing with each other on their iPad in front of each other. So there's something to be said about that's just the way the world is going to look, I guess.
Yeah. And as I read these articles and I hear about where the future's going and how it's going to look and yada, 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 I keep on thinking to myself more and more like we are becoming those people that say back in my day, in my generation, we did this and da-da-da-da.
How you know you're getting old.
Right. And then I started to think, well, maybe we have it wrong. And maybe this whole digital intimacy thing is the right way to go about it. Now, that's not me saying that I agree with it and I'm going to start preferring that.
Or maybe not the right way, but just the way.
The way.
The way, because that's the way the world's looking, right? So ours is just the old way. Not right or wrong, just old.
I was still like the old way.
But
over this new digital way.
I agree.
But I think the upside of it would be, let's say you are creating an avatar, then you could be anything that you want to be. So you're no longer being restricted by the beauty or the height or, whatever attributes that nature rolled the dice and gave to you. You see what I'm saying? So if you are that person that has, a great heart, great spirit, great personality,
you could focus on that.
But you could focus on that because now they can choose to look like what they want to look like, how they feel inside, as opposed to you could be this great human being, but your face is not even close to being symmetrical, right?
Yeah.
And then you're, according to how we calculate beauty in our minds, you just don't meet those standards. So no one gives you the time of the day. No, and I'm not.
No, I know.
I
know you're not trying to be funny, but it's real.
I'm trying to be really subtle of saying if you're ugly, but you are a dope human being. You're a dope human being, but you just don't. You're just not. And that happens.
It does.
That happens. And so this. And where I was getting at is that this new way of doing it can help even the playing field for those people.
Yeah.
But then it's going to make it, well, I would imagine if you're hot, then you're probably not going to be on it. But I was going to say, but then it's going to make it harder for the people that are gorgeous, that have the personality of a fucking doorknob.
Or can you just be attractive? There's no in between.
Oh, you don't like the word gorgeous?
No, I'm just saying. It's like everyone's either ugly or gorgeous.
Are we going to have this conversation right now?
I'm just curious.
Are we?
Because you're the main one who would.
Well, I was doing extremes.
Okay.
So I was saying if you're here,
Uh-huh.
then if you have a dope personality, then it can even a playing field. But if you're gorgeous with the personality of a doorknob, now you're like, I would imagine at that point, then you'll be at a disadvantage because now what people would be.
So.
Well, I think they would just cut the internet off and just go have real intimacy because it's possible for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think this whole digital intimacy is just going to be full of freaks and geeks? Like that's all it's going to be?
I hate to say that, and maybe it's ignorant to say, but it's what it sounds like to me. Because why can't you just have that, in real life?
And then that opens up the doorway to a lot of I guess kink stuff, right? Because I would imagine people will have avatars. Because, okay, so then let's say you're allowed to create an avatar. Would there be limits on what these avatars can look like? For instance, and this is going to be an extreme, but this is just, I could see this happening, right? Should you be allowed to have an avatar of someone that's under the age of 18?
Mm-hmm. I know, it just
if you had the avatar of a kid and now you
those
have
waters could get somebody.
You see what I'm saying? So now you have people that are into that kind of stuff, and then now this is their way to.
And I wonder, this thought just came to my mind, is that a way to either catch people who would potentially maybe do that in real life, or would it even be a way to deter people from doing it in real life and let them do it in a fake world so they can get it out of their system?
Right, because would that be illegal?
Right. It was just. All of it makes me feel really uncomfortable.
But then too, okay, so what if you are a 15-year-old pretending to be an adult? You're because I can remember being in an adult chat room. I remember doing that.
Yeah.
ASL, what? Age, sex, location. Remember that? That was a thing. And then you try to get someone in a private chat room and cyber sex with them.
Oh.
You never did that?
I never had cyber sex.
No?
Ew,
I think I asked you this
How old
before.
were you? You didn't ask me that.
Oh, was I?
You asked the wrong person. That was somebody else.
No, it's on the pod. I think we talked about it on the pod.
I don't remember.
I'll pull it up. Or I'll wait till you forget. How old was I? I don't know. Maybe 13, 14.
What were you doing? What was that?
Cyber sexing.
Okay, what were you saying?
Just saying some shit that I seen on TV. Because I wasn't doing anything. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, ooh, where are your hands going?
Oh.
And I was probably talking to some fat
old man,
40-year-old living in his mom's basement.
Yeah, of course you were.
Yeah, I wasn't talking to her.
Were you sending dick pics?
No, that wasn't even possible back then.
I don't know.
13, 14?
I don't know, babe. You're over here having cyber sex.
What was I going to take a dick pic through a Polaroid and send it through the mail?
Yeah.
Yo, that
I'm sure that happened.
Wow. Oh, I'm sure that the guys that used to, what is it? Back in the day when you took the negatives and then you had to take it to Revco. Wait, you all didn't have Revco,
we don't
right?
have Revco.
Okay, we had Revco, which then turned into CVS. So,
okay.
But you had something that
we had Eckerd's.
Okay,
Eckerd's was,
and then that turned into CVS. So probably the same thing.
Yeah,
but
like Rite Aid.
Yeah, Rite Aid. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you had to take it, shoot the camera, take that out. But I would imagine that those dudes, they probably saw a good amount of naked pictures,
Probably.
right? Probably made doubles because they wouldn't know, right? If you got some nice titties on,
oh my God, Nathan.
on a picture, and you're the picture guy, you made a double, no one would know. And they'd be like, did you look at these? Like, nah, I didn't look at them. Yes, the fuck he did.
Well,
he
you have to.
Yes, of
I've
course he
worked
looked
those
at
machines.
You did?
Yeah.
How many nudes did you get?
I didn't see any nudes.
No?
But you do see the pictures.
But you saw no nudes.
No.
That's no fun.
Well, I'm not interested in seeing nudes, so.
No, but I mean, just to make the story fun, it would have been nice if you said you saw at least a butthole or two.
Or two.
Anyway. Yes, back in the day, if I wanted to send a dick pic, the latest technology would have been a Polaroid. And that would have been sent through the mail. Lick the envelope. Don't forget the stamp, because then your dick pic is getting sent back.
And your mom opens it.
Why?
Oh my God.
What is this cockroach? Why is there a picture of a cockroach?
What is this? Okay, what were we talking about?
You want to know about my dating experience in chat rooms. But no, we were talking about how digital intimacy. Did I fuck it up still?
You just said it real slow.
I have to. Because I'm a
What's
I'm
the
a black it
word
up.
that you were struggling with the other day? That you had to say real slow.
Cellular. That's how. Because if I go too fast, it's like cellular. I can't do it.
No,
So
it's so funny.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So if ever you're speaking to me and it seems as if I just had to slow down real quick to avoid like a speed bump, that's what's happening. Yes. I will do some damage. So yes, a cellular. Yeah. Can you do it fast?
Yeah, I think so.
Say it.
But I can't now because I'm laughing.
I don't think you can do it.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
What were you saying?
I don't know. What was I saying? I said something.
We had to slow down.
Slow down. But I said a word. Intimacy. There it is. Digital. You see? Digital intimacy.
Uh-huh.
Being a thing. And we were talking about how it was a thing back in the day, but it just looked a little bit different because it was just exchanging of words. Now.
Oh, and then you were talking about where you draw the line, if any. Like what could be legal, illegal, acceptable or not, like pretending, or like you were talking about an underage person.
Right. If you're underage and pretending to be, and then now you've engaged in digital sex with this person, and not just through exchanging of words, but you're hooked up to, an Oculus or whatever. Jesus. And now you're doing things, because I would imagine we're not too far away from, and I think they have something like a little suit that you could probably put on.
Yeah, you did say that before.
I know that the last time I looked into it, they had a suit that was good enough to like make it feel like you feel raindrops.
Mm-hmm.
So if they created for that, the same dudes that created it definitely created one where it feels like a vagina. Like, well, it's wet, right? Raindrops are wet, right? So why not? Oh yeah, just
we basically told you, we figured it out.
Right. We advise against it, but
it works that way too.
Right.
Yeah.
But
it just goes so many directions. It sounds so scary.
But then what happens next? What if we have digital children?
That's a thing. I saw it the other day. I was reading. They're calling it the Tamagotchi generation. So it exists already, and they're like trying to make it something that's gonna be accessible to everybody. And you get to pick what your baby looks like, gender, all of it. You get to pick the age. You get to pick if it grows or not. And then when you're done being a parent. So you get to pretend raise a kid. Yeah. I saw it the other day. I was going to send it to you, but I forgot.
Why does that sound so unhealthy?
And it was just, but they always try to spin it in this positive light. Like, oh, for people who can't have children, or for people who are thinking about having children, let them try it out before they make that type of commitment. Like, but it just sounds so wrong to me.
It sounds so unhealthy.
Yeah.
Or how about this?
For sick people.
Or also this. Hey, we live in a world where children aren't safe. You wouldn't want to bring real children into this world 100%. Where they have to worry about something happening to them when they go to school. So why not have digital children?
And it was
the most safest, ethical way to have children, and they get to live fruitful lives. And but it still all sounds sick.
And then it was saying to the people who are more mindful about what it costs to have a child. So now for a very small fee, you could raise a kid and not have to spend the money that it would cost to actually raise a child. It was playing on that too.
Why, when you said that, a small fee, I thought about those commercials where it'd be like, for 35 cents a day, you can.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's going to be the same
child.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be your digital child. Yeah, it's like the Tamagotchi generation, something like that. They're calling it.
I don't know why, but it just made me sick to my stomach just thinking about it.
Yeah, when I read it, and we need to look it up so you can read the article. The way the article was spinning it was just like, what the fuck is happening? And it was very much like they're super excited about this, and it's just like they feel like it's just gonna change the future in such a great way. Like it was just like, what? This is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, a part of the reason why I feel sick to my stomach is not just because I think that this idea is, wild. I don't want to say crazy. I don't want to say ridiculous, but just wild because it's a sign of the times and it's just changing. And I'm just coming at it from this antiquated brain of mine that wants to, think about things being the traditional, quote unquote, normal way, or what I consider normal, as opposed to this new age way of doing things. But I got sick to my stomach because I'm thinking about the people that have to be in that position, whether it be you can't have children, right? Because either there's something going on with you or your partner where you can't have children, or you can't even find a partner to have children with, or you can't afford it, or you're just afraid because of the world that we live in. Like any one of those things or more, I could be missing something. But the fact that you just don't get to experience real children, like that to me is heartbreaking, because it is a magical thing, right? And yes, they're expensive, and yes,
it's hard.
Now it's hard, and now it is scary, which is why that last shooting weighed heavy on my heart.
But
right, scarier. But it's still like that's what we're designed to do, and I feel like the more we use technology and we advance it, which is a beautiful thing, the more we strip away what it means to be a human being, and we're becoming more cyborg and more dependent on technology in order for us to even enjoy something as organic as creating another human being out of flesh and blood. Now we can replace that. And then I don't know, it just, and then I feel bad for those people for the struggle that they go through to get to that point, to be accepting of having a digital child. And what does that look like? Like, are they convinced that this is real? It's almost like when you see that person that, that has a baby doll, and they treat their baby doll like a real, like, do they actually believe that? Is that, Yeah, no, I know. Or how about this? People that treat their dogs like
just
kids.
read my mind. I was like, maybe I don't want to say that, because I know some people really think their pets are their children.
Which I guess if you don't have children, then yes, it would feel like children. But I've had a dog and I've had children, and it's not the same.
Not
thing.
even remotely close.
Like even that new baby smell.
Yeah.
Like that smell is just.
Or I can't crate a child and go to work.
Says you,
babe. Oh my god.
No,
we're not even going to talk about
creating children. No. It's not legal in the 50s. It's not.
Yeah.
Third world countries, though,
Oh my god.
Regular schmegular. But yeah, it's just I'm happy for people, but I'm also sad for people at the same time. But again, maybe my sadness is coming from me thinking about it from my old school way of thinking. And the fact
that we've had those experiences, like I was saying before, I think if you haven't had these experiences, then is that sad? You know what I'm saying?
Like, right, because you don't know any different.
You don't know any different, right. So you don't know what you're missing out on.
Perfect example. Completely off topic, but kind of not, right?
Oh God.
It's not inappropriate.
Okay.
It's like the first time you sleep on Egyptian cotton.
Okay.
Right? If you've never slept on Egyptian cotton, then those shitty $10 sheets feel good. Like, oh, these are sheets.
Yeah. Little do you know.
No.
Right.
Because now that you slept on that, now try to go to those crappy sheets.
Anything good.
Right.
It's anything good.
Right.
We could say that about all the things.
Right.
Once you've had something good in that category, you're like, oh, fuck. Like, how did I ever eat that? How did I ever drink that? How did I ever do that? Like,
right. So if you never rolled a woman over and knocked her down in the morning, real, going to work, smelling right. You know what I'm saying? Then yes, that digital would be,
Right.
you know,
You don't know.
because you don't know. You don't know what it means to put those shoulders back. You know?
Nathan.
Or you go to the bathroom and you get reminded of something because it's, little, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh my God. No, I don't actually.
Just a little bit. A reminder. I won't go into details, but for all my guys out there that know which camera, that one right there. For all of you that know, you know what I'm talking about. That little reminder. And then you walk at the bathroom with your shoulders back even. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
If you don't know anything about that, then yes, you might settle for, Velvet 23 in the little, the little playground. I wish I knew what these things were called.
Yeah.
You know who has an Oculus and who's really good at using the Oculus?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, my pops. Yeah,
He might know some shit you don't know already.
He's really good on that Oculus too.
I know. Is he bringing it?
Of course he's bringing it.
Okay.
Of course he's bringing it.
I
used it once. It looked like I was in a zoo.
No, I know. You made me do it. It made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I didn't.
But the kids loved it, and your dad is
he's
into
all about it.
Yeah, he makes everybody put it on. And
right. Come look at this. He's like, oh, you don't know how to do it? He's got his phone hooked up to where you can see what he's...
Yeah,
you can see what he's looking at.
Right.
Show that zoo shit. Meanwhile, he's got,
right.
And it's shivering and bipo, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Mitchell. Mm-hmm.
But where were we going? Nowhere. We weren't going anywhere. We saying shit when we ain't saying shit.
Yeah.
But I am interested to see. I guess maybe not so much Gen Z, right? Which one are we? We're Y. we're Y/millennial, right?
I think I'm a millennial. Anytime I pull it up.
I think when I looked it up, Generation Y and millennials are one and the same.
Okay.
But the more popular term is millennial.
Okay.
So underneath us would be the Zs.
I can't ever keep up.
And the Zs will be in their 20s, right?
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In their mid-20s. And then I think Generation A, because it starts over, unless I'm making this shit up, but I think it starts over. I think that's where your son is.
Okay.
So I'm curious to see where that generation is in terms of what intimacy, what love, what everything looks like.
I think it's that generation that we're really going to be able to see
what's going on.
Yeah.
Because right now everything's so fluid already, and even fluid in, real life, right? Where, words like pansexual and things like that, like that's just common language for them. And for us, I kind of know what it means. I think I do, but with confidence, I can't say, okay. Like
even like pronouns, like that's a regular shit. Like I told you at the beginning of the school year, my mom, like the principal sent her an email asking her pronouns, and she's like, what the fuck is happening right now? And like the same thing, the students, it was like very, like that's just going to be part of your introduction. Right. My name is blah, and these are my pronouns.
Can you imagine having to remember all that shit? Yeah.
My mom was like, we're not doing any of this.
Can I just call you your name? I would never, can we just agree to this? Because I'm not going to remember everyone's unique pronouns. I'm just going to call you by your name. So instead of me ever saying, he went to the bathroom, I'm just going to say George went to the bathroom because I can't keep up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I can't keep up.
How many kids these teachers have?
Right. And then for you to get offended, it's like, oh, come on.
Right.
Even though I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like, I'm really not trying to be an asshole.
Right.
Like, I just
these poor teachers.
I just forgot. Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Imagine.
Yeah, that's but yes, for that generation, everything is so fluid. So I think going into that digital space, which obviously it's second nature to them now, or probably first nature to them.
Yeah.
Doing everything digitally, right? As opposed to doing anything outside. I could definitely see a world where it would make that type of intimacy. Okay, that type of state of mind of where everyone can be anything, everyone's fluid, everyone blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would make it even more easier for them because now you could just be that without anything. All you had to do is just have an internet subscription and just have updated technology, and you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Which could really solve a lot of issues because now I would imagine, let's say, and I don't know if this would solve the issues because I'm not an expert on this and I've never been through this or had those feelings. I'm just using this as a disclaimer before I say what I'm going to say. But I would imagine if you are someone that is trans, right, and you feel like that you're not in the right body, but you can't afford to have surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you're even afraid of the idea of having a surgery because of, what the
can
future
come of that,
right, what could come of it. Now you could just throw on these goggles and now you could be that person that you feel like you are, right? Yeah. And then that'll make it easier for them or anyone, not just trans, but just anyone, for that matter. But it could be a slippery slope.
I know.
Again,
that's where my head
where
goes.
does it stop? Like, are there going to be rules when the metaverse is this big thing, which it could be? I'm just out of the loop.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Same.
But if it is a big thing, or
do we know anybody who would know anything about this or be into that?
Maybe your son.
I don't know.
I would imagine it's a big enough thing because they sell real estate out of it, right?
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know. That was a big thing, and NFTs are being sold.
Yeah.
And, but I think that was kind of a racket. Like that bubble pop.
Yeah.
Pretty quick. But we are moving in that direction. So I wonder if there will be rules.
I would assume
will those rules
to be.
reflect what rules look like in real life? And if
or things are going to have to start happening because that's what happens, right?
Right.
For rules to be set.
Can you be punished?
Right.
And if you are punished, do those punishments hold off in the real world? Like,
so many
like the
things.
example that we had earlier, where if you had relations with someone that is underage, or if you were pursuing avatars that appear to be underage, just because that was like, would that be against the law, or is that okay because it's digital? I don't know. And maybe there are rules set up and we just don't know anything about it because we don't know shit from shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got real world problems.
Too
respectfully.
Many. too many.
So there's that.
You ready to get out of here?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, yeah. How about it?
Why do you make me look that way?
Because the people want to see your
Nobody
beautiful
wants to
face.
see my face.
They tune in just to see you. All right. If you made it this far, people, we really do appreciate you, because this is the podcast where we saying shit, but we ain't saying shit.
Why are you looking at me? You're supposed to be looking that way.
Because I can't keep my eyes off of you.
Okay.
But this has been another episode of the Feelings First Facts Later podcast. I go by the name Nathan Mitchell, and I did this with the lovely Cristina.
Bye.
Peace.